Hey everybody, welcome to Munsey's Eat Place. An exciting day for us today. It's going to be the first in a series of episodes. We're going to record some classic recipes that I've made through the years. You know, I've been cooking for family and friends since I was a little kid. Picked up a lot of great recipes over the years and techniques that are really simple. So today I'm really excited to be filming. I've got my future son-in-law Tommy behind the camera there. He's gracious enough to help out. And we're going to start today's first episode with a classic pot roast. This is something that I make quite often. You won't believe how simple it is. It's some simple ingredients, comes out perfect 100% of the time, and I think you're gonna love it. So let's take a look at the ingredients we're gonna be using. Okay, so let's start with the chuck roast here. So if you notice what I did here is I put some twine around this and tied it up, and that's just gonna keep it holding together nice during the cooking process. And then the other thing you wanna think about when you're making a roast like this is which side is the present side? And by that, I mean, which side is gonna be showing up when you put this on your platter at the end of the meal. So if you look at this roast, you know, this one's pretty nice on here, but if you look at this side, it's a little uneven cut. The butcher didn't do such a great job. So when I think about which side I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna use this as the present side. So before we season this, I'll put the present side down first, and I'll show you why in a minute. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is put some olive oil on here, and then I'm gonna use this brush just to make sure I'm coating the whole roast evenly with olive oil. And this is gonna prevent it from sticking, and it's gonna help your seasoning stick as well. So we'll just get that on there. And then we're gonna heavily season it with salt and pepper. This is just kosher salt here. And you see I'm being kind of liberal with it. You really wanna get it in there, and it's a big roast, so it's really gonna matter to heavily season it here. And then we'll get some pepper. This is just black pepper. And then we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. What I like to use to cook this is a Dutch oven. This is cast iron. It's gonna hold heat really well, and we're gonna use a braising method to cook this roast. Braising basically means we're gonna sear it on both sides, then we're gonna cook it at a lower temperature with some liquid in there, and it's gonna go low and slow for about 3 hours. So it's a great meal to make when you got company coming. Let's show you how you get this going. All right, so I got my Dutch oven nice and hot here. I'm gonna add some olive oil to this, and then also a couple tablespoons of butter. We'll get that nice and melty, and we'll be ready to go. So our olive oil and butter is foaming up, looking really good right now. So we're gonna take this beautiful chuck roast and we're gonna put it present side down first. And we're gonna just let that go. We wanna get a really hard sear on that, nice and brown, and that's gonna make all the difference in the world when the end product comes out. All right, so this has been going about 6-7 minutes on the present side. We're gonna have a really nice crust on here, and we're just gonna flip it over. So we've been browning our roast on the second side, and it's ready to pull out now, and I'll show you the next few steps here. Got great color on it, looking good. And now comes the fun part. We're gonna start adding our vegetables, and I highly recommend one of these if you don't have one. This is called a bench scraper. I use it pretty much every time I cook, so add this to your inventory. So we're just gonna grab these onions, celery, carrots, add all of that to the pot right away. All right, we're gonna stir that up. We got some salt and pepper on there. Now the salt's gonna help release some of the liquid that's in these vegetables. And I've got a flat utensil here, and what I'm gonna do is scrape the bottom of the pan. You've got all those brown bits down there from the roast, and you wanna scrape those up because that's gonna help flavor our braising liquid, and it's gonna really make a difference. Already smells great in here. Oh yeah. Next, I'm gonna add about 5 cloves of garlic. I'm just gonna throw these right in there, and I put them in just for like 1 extra minute because they don't take long, and you definitely don't want to burn your garlic because it'll give everything a bitter taste. So we'll put them in there for like 1 minute, let that go, and then the next thing we're gonna do is add this tomato paste. And before I add any liquid, I like to kind of fry out this tomato paste a little bit. It'll give it a nice orange hue and really develop flavor for you. So we'll throw a big knot of tomato paste in there. And I'm just gonna stir that all around with the vegetables and the garlic. Give that about 30 seconds to a minute, and I'll get that tomato paste on the bottom of the pan so it really picks up some of the oil and mixes well with the vegetables. And you can already start to see there's a little orange hue coming out of that tomato paste, and it really makes a huge difference in the flavor. Now comes the fun part, little vino. I'm using a Cabernet here. So you definitely wanna use something that's drinkable, something that you wouldn't mind sipping on. So I'm gonna add a good amount of red wine to this. And by the way, I have a little bit for myself too. Centiani. It's good. Use most of the bottle. It's about 3/4 of a bottle. And we want this to come to a boil because you're gonna boil off some of the alcohol, and then we're gonna add some beef stock to this. Give this about 1 more minute. So that wine's been bubbling away for about 2 minutes, cooked off the alcohol. Now we're just gonna add our herbs. We've got some thyme from the garden here, really perfect for this dish, and about 4 or 5 bay leaves we're gonna throw in there as well. Really gonna enhance that flavor. And next, we're just gonna add some beef stock. Now for this braising liquid, you want the liquid to come up about 3/4 of the way on the meat. So you wanna make sure you got plenty in there. And then the good thing is, when this is done cooking, we're gonna make a delicious gravy with this braising liquid, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. All right, so that looks good. We'll let this come up to temperature. Looking awesome, smelling awesome in here. All right, so this liquid has just come up to the simmer point. You don't really need to boil it. You just wanna get everything up to temp where it's just barely simmering. And then we're just gonna go ahead and add this roast back in here. All the juices and everything, and that's gonna be awesome. And then we're gonna cover this and we're gonna put it in the oven. So we're gonna put this baby to bed. Put this in a 300-degree oven. So that's gonna go in a 300-degree oven for 3 hours. And the beauty of this is we're basically done at this point. It's gonna go for about 2 hours. I'm gonna add potatoes into that, and then we're gonna cover it, do it for 1 more hour, and then we'll take it out. We'll make a nice gravy with that braising liquid that we have. And the beauty of this also is, like, if you're having people over, you can go get the house ready, make some appetizers. The other thing is, if you've got friends coming over, as soon as they open the door, they're gonna smell this beautiful roast in the oven, and they're gonna say, oh my God, I can't wait to eat. So we'll see you in about 2 hours. All right, folks, we're back. It's been about 2 hours, and we're gonna pull our roast out of the oven here. And there we go. Smells great. And we're gonna add some potatoes. Remove the top here, and pro tip here, whenever you remove this top, I always leave the pot holder on top of the pot, because one time I tried to touch one and it was really hot, so don't do that. So what we have here, these are some Yukon Gold Petite potatoes, which I love. They're just cute. They're creamy and yummy, and I think they make a great addition to this. If you wanna use like a red potato or a russet potato, which is fine, I would just cut them into pieces about the same size as this. It'll work out great. So we're just gonna add everybody to the pool. Let's get them off into the drink. And that's good to go. We're gonna cover this back up. It's gonna go back into oven, 300 for another 1 hour, and then we'll be ready to go to make that gravy and have some great food. It's been 3 hours. Our roast is ready. Gonna be awesome. We're gonna take it out of the oven, and here it comes. Oh, it smells so good. And again, we're gonna leave this pot holder on there because we don't want to burn our hands like some guy I know did one time.
Tried to touch one and it was really hot, so don't do that.
We're gonna take some of this braising liquid, and I've got just a pot here that I'm gonna use to make our gravy. And I've got a strainer on there because I don't want to get those bay leaves or that thyme. I just want to have straight stock in here. And this is gonna make the most amazing gravy. I mean, the color already incredible. It smells awesome. And you can see why we did that. There's already some stuff there that we don't want. We want a smooth gravy for this thing. Also, those leftovers we were talking about, this gravy is gonna come in later too, which I'll tell you about. Potatoes look awesome. All right, I think that's enough right there. Well, maybe one more for extra. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna cover this again. Just let it sit. I'm gonna finish this gravy. I'll show you how to do that. By the way, everything we're doing here tonight is gluten-free, 100%. And I'm gonna show you a great trick for making gravy without using flour. So here we come. Our braising liquid's come up to just a simmer right now, and it smells awesome. It's gonna be fantastic. And what I do to make everything gluten-free, this is a product that I love. It's Bob's Red Mill potato flour, and it's super fine potato flour. And the thing that I love about this is you can add it to a soup, a sauce, a gravy, anything you like, and it's just super fine. Look at that, thinner than sand. And I could just dump this in here, and as soon as it comes to a boil, it's gonna thicken that sauce right up. We're not changing the flavor. We're not gummed up with a roux or whatever it is. This is just gonna thicken up right away, and all we're using are the great flavors that we used in that braise. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this right now. I need a whisk. As soon as it comes to a boil, you're gonna know if it's thick enough the way you want it. So just keep adding, let it come to a boil, and then if it's where you want it, you just put it on simmer and it's ready to go. So I'll keep going with this. Oh, this smells so awesome. This is just the red wine, all those, you know, the mirepoix. We had celery, carrot, onion, thyme, bay leaves. I mean, and that beef cooking in there for 3 hours at a slow temperature. Oh, gonna be awesome. All right, we're real close now. And again, no lumps ever. Need to use this for Thanksgiving. I know for my Southern folks, get yourself a biscuit and put some of this gravy on there. Good stuff. That's about where I want it. So I'm gonna put this aside. Look at that, yes. Oh, who doesn't want that? All right, cool. So we're gonna put this on the back burner, just on very, very low. We are about to unveil this beautiful pot roast, the most incredible thing ever invented in pot roast history. And before I even get there, I wanna just say, we talked about making too much food, which I'm guilty of all the time, but I love leftovers. And I wanna give you a couple ideas on leftovers for this pot roast. One of my favorites is, if you have leftover pot roast, and I'm gonna tell you how to store it later, shred it. Make tacos, a little cheese, some onions on there, some cilantro, squirt of lime juice, awesome. Also, another favorite of this, how about just a regular old grilled cheese? You make a grilled cheese with pot roast shreds in the middle of the two cheeses. Oh, so awesome. We haven't even eaten yet, and I'm thinking about what to make next, but this is gonna be great. I'm so happy about this. Tommy, get over here. Get a shot of what this looks like, because I think the people need to know. Oh. It's Tommy, by the way. Say hello, Tommy. Yeah, it's gonna be so good. And what I love about this is we've got a 1-pot meal. We put it in the oven 3 hours ago, and now here we are, and we're peeking at something that smells and is going to be delicious. I'm gonna plate this up, and I'm gonna show you how I do this. I just use white plates all the time. Platters, plates, everything's white, because I want the food to stand out, and I don't want any colors mucking up all the awesome stuff we just made. So white on white is what I always use. So here's how we do this. We're gonna take this roast out of here, and it's gonna be floppy, and it's about to fall apart because oh man, we did such an awesome job with that. Oh, look at that, folks. Oh, you can't even keep it together, it's so good. And then here's what we're gonna do. We got our gravy going right here. Look how awesome that looks. And then we have all these vegetables that we've been cooking the stuff in. We're gonna just put that on the platter. So this is called a spider, but we're gonna start plating this stuff. And what I like to do is put all these beautiful vegetables on the outside of the platter, and there's a lot of them. Yep, we'll just get them all out there. Yeah, don't worry, we're gonna clean the plate up after this for all you persnickety people out there. Even Tommy's gonna have enough to eat out of this thing. That looks awesome. And I'm just gonna clean that up a little bit, because appearance is everything. We want our stuff looking awesome. So let's clean up that edge. Looking good, and we get some of those herbs out of there, because no one wants to eat that either. So that's our bed. It's gonna be great. We have this beautiful roast, and what I like to use, this is typically used for like a brisket at a barbecue place, and it makes for something that's about to fall apart. It's not gonna break it apart. So if you don't have one of these, I would recommend like a bread knife, or even like one of those electric knives that your grandmother used for Thanksgiving. Perfect, but you know, watch how this just goes through all this. If I wasn't using this knife, this would completely fall apart. And I want to start eating right now. You guys, I don't even want to wait for you. Look at that, Tommy. All right, maybe this is enough for 8 people. I said 6 before. Might be wrong. But I want the leftovers. Look at this. Holy crow. Watch when I squeeze this. I mean, what are we talking about here? Who does stuff like that? Munsey does. All right, let's go. Hey, Tommy, get out of my way. Let me show you how I serve this, because this can be so dramatic. It's so awesome. If you've got folks coming over and they see a platter like this, they're gonna be like, dang, who taught you how to cook? And it's like, well, Chris Munsey did. All right, here we go. Boom. All right. And this is what I always do. You always want to put some finishing salt on here. And this is just kosher salt. I know we salted everything and seasoned it well, but this just makes such a difference and it's necessary. So we're just gonna give this a little finishing salt all around the dish. And that makes such a difference because every bite, everybody eats, they're gonna be like, dang, that's good. Another step that I like to do is just put some of this gravy over the beef because if it's been braising in a liquid the whole time, and if you don't add a little liquid now, it can dry out very quickly. So we're just gonna put some of this gravy right over the top of everything here. I mean, already, that's a winner. And then the last step I like to do is I take some of this thyme from the garden and I just put it right on there. Like, this is so young, this thyme is so early. You can just put it on there. People can pick it off if they want or not. You just put this over this, and who wouldn't want this for dinner? Look at that. From my kitchen to yours, welcome to Munsey's Eat Place. Bon appetito. Look at this, folks. I mean, if you had your friends and family over and you put that in front of them, they're gonna be like, holy crow, bro. All right, so let's get some of this potato. Creamy, awesome. A little carrot, a little piece of this, some of that gravy. Oh man, perfect every time. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. What else, Isabel? What else am I on? Oh yeah, YouTube too. Watch us on all those things. Munsey's Eat Place. Let's go.